everyone! So today I'm going to be doing a keep or donate on 11 lipsticks. These are going to be my purple leaning shades. I also have a little bit of a mishmash in here because I have dark vampy colors like this one that just have a hint of purple in them, but are more of a berry tone, I would say. So some of these shades might be very comfortable in the red color family as well, but they are going to be swatched in this video because I feel they do have a little bit of purple in them. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. The first lippy I'm going to be swatching is this one by Dior, and this is in shade number 987, which is Black Tie. It looks really dark and vampy in the tube, but it's actually quite sheer when you put it on, so I'm going to go ahead and apply this now. So here is Black Tie once it's been applied to my lips. I did apply a few coats of this, so it is a buildable product even though the lippy itself is a sheer formulation. It's super comfortable on the lips and I do really like the shade. I don't reach for this product very often though, so when I review the footage, I'm going to think about whether or not I see myself reaching for it in the future before I decide whether or not to keep it. The next lippy I'm going to try is this Giorgio Armani lipstick. It's a Rouge Armani sheer, so it's another sheer lippy. It's in number 600. Here is number 600 applied to my lips. I actually forgot how much I like this shade. It's a really pretty color. The texture is similar to the Dior one, but it's a little bit less slippy and less glossy, I feel. It's also got a little bit of gray in it. I don't feel it pops as much as the Dior one in Black Tie. So I really do like this one. I think it's very flattering on the lips and it's also very comfortable on. So I am going to hang on to this one and hopefully reach for it more in the fall. The next lipstick is also by Giorgio Armani, but this is a Rouge Armani, so it is not a sheer lipstick. This one is in number 205. So here is number 205 applied to my lips. I do really like this color. I don't have anything quite like it in my collection. I'm not really sure how to classify this. I almost feel like it's a brown leaning or muddy red with a little bit of plum in it. I don't know if that makes any sense. I don't think I have any dupes for this color in my collection and I do really like it on. I think it's really pretty, especially for the fall and winter when you just want kind of like a brown lip but you don't want to go that far into the brown color family. So again, I'm going to hang on to this one and try to reach for it at least a couple of times in the fall and winter. Next I'm going to be trying on this Chubby stick by Clinique. It is in Roundest Raspberry. Here is Roundest Raspberry once it's been applied. I think this shade is stunning. I really like the formulation, the texture, and also the color. It was so easy to apply. I really love jumbo lip crayons. I think they're my favorite form of lippy. It's just really easy to get a very precise application, especially when it's still pointy like this one is because it's practically brand new. I think I've only used this a couple of times, but really like this shade. This is quite purple leaning but still has that raspberry aspect to it that makes it very wearable for me, so I am going to be hanging on to this one. Next up is this Maybelline lipstick that I received from Pebbles in our swap. It's in Lavender Voltage and it's a really beautiful bright purple color. I don't have anything like this in my collection, so I'm really excited to try this on. So here I am wearing Lavender Voltage and I think the color is really stunning. I think this might have some similarity to Hoochie from the OCC Lip Tars, but I did declutter that shade because it's a little bit brighter and lighter than this one, I think. And this I feel is a lot more wearable on me because it's got a little bit more of a darkness to it and isn't as bright and in your face purple, even though it is very purple. So I think I am going to hang on to this because like I said, I have nothing else like this in my collection. Next up, I'm going to be applying this lipstick by Cosmetics and it is in Misty Mauve. So here I am wearing Misty Mauve. I really like this shade. I've actually worn it a couple of times in the past and every time I pull it out I love how it looks on my lips. I don't have a lot of shades that are this color. It's kind of like a neutral, but it's got a little bit of a purple undertone to it, a lot of gray in it, and it's just a really lovely mauve shade or mauve shade. And I really love the lipstick formulation by Cosmetics, so I am definitely hanging on to this one. Next up, I'm going to be swatching this YSL lipstick. It's in number 206 and it's a dark vampy red. So here is number 206 on my lips. I love this shade. I've actually worn it a few times out to dinners and such, and I think it wears beautifully. It's very comfortable on the lips. I am definitely hanging on to this shade. I love wearing this in like the dead of winter when it's really cold out and I just need something to brighten up my face. It's a shade that I love wearing, that I gravitate towards. I always remember that it's in my collection, so I am going to hang on to this one. The next lipstick I'm going to try is by Rimmel, and it's the Kate Moss collection. It is in number 30. So here is number 30 once it's been applied to my lips. I think it's a beautiful shade. It's very dark and vampy, but I don't think the color is that unique. It's quite beautiful and I do like the shade on my skin tone. I am going to review the footage though because I think Rebel by MAC might be very similar and I don't want to keep too many of similar shades in my collection. I'm going to go ahead now and try on Rebel by MAC. I just want to compare while the Rimmel shade is still fresh in my mind which one I like better, so I can hopefully let go of one of them. So here is MAC's Rebel on my lips. The shades are very similar, but I feel Rebel has a little bit more purple in it, whereas the Rimmel lipstick in number 30 has more of a berry tone to it. I did swatch them side by side just to have a look, and this one here is MAC's Rebel, whereas this one here is the Rimmel lipstick in number 30. So again, very, very close shades. I am only going to keep one, even though they do have a slightly different hue to them. I do prefer more of a purple undertone than a berry shade. I don't tend to wear berries very often. I think they look fine. I just, for some reason, don't gravitate towards those types of shades. While I do love the Rimmel one on me, I don't see myself wearing it, so I'm going to let go of the Rimmel one, and I'm definitely hanging on to the MAC lipstick in Rebel because I just think it's stunning. It is one of my favorite MAC lipsticks. Lady Danger is my number 1 favorite, and this would be my number 2, so I am going to hang on to this one. The next lipstick I'm going to swatch is Plumful by MAC. Here is Plumful by MAC once it's been applied to my lips. I think this is such a beautiful shade and it's a very subdued way to wear a purple leaning shade. I actually wear this a lot in the fall to work, so I have a feeling this is going to make it into my next beauty basket, and I am going to hang on to this one. So as I was doing the swatches of my lippies, I realized I actually forgot one, and it is this little Dior mini that I received from Lisa Hatcher in our swap. This is in number 783, and the reason I forgot to include it is because I actually wore it recently. So I really like the shade and I thought I would include it in this video so you could see what it looks like on my lips. So instead, I'm going to be swatching 12 lipsticks in this video. So here's number 783 on my lips. I think it's a stunning shade. It's got a little bit of a purple lean to it, but it's also got a lot of brown in it, and I think it makes it very wearable and very chic. This shade wears off very nicely, and it does have a little bit of a staining effect on my lips, so I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful shade. I love it, and because it's a mini, I'm hoping it's a lipstick that I'll be able to finish within like a season or two. The last lipstick I'm going to swatch is by Buxom, and it's in the shade Menace. So here is Menace once it's been applied to my lips. Another very dark vampy color. I think it's very similar to number 30 by Rimmel, but this one I think is a little bit deeper in color. It's still got that berry tone to it. I do like the shade on my skin tone, but I'm undecided about it because, like I said, I am definitely keeping Rebel by MAC, so I'm going to review the footage before I make a decision. So that is all for this episode of Keep or Donate. I hope you enjoyed this video. It is really difficult to decide which lippies to keep versus let go of, especially at this stage when I've done the declutter several times. Trying the lipsticks on definitely does help, but because I've narrowed them down so much already, it seems like I love each and every one I try on. So it's been tough times trying to narrow them down, but I'm gonna keep at it, and hopefully as I get into the pinks and the nudes, because I have so many and it's gonna be so overwhelming, I'm thinking I'll need to be a little bit more selective and really just keep the products that I love and I expect to be using, because I don't want all of these lipsticks to start going bad on me. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and until I see you next time, please take care and bye for now.